So you'll be teaching another summer school, and I think it's the faculty's 36th summer school this year, which is incredible.
I think I've been teaching there for at least 25 years,
Wow.
which is incredible for me too.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So for those that are new to your work, Darby, can you tell us a bit about your background in astrology and obviously your experience with the faculty over the years?
Well, my background is I came across astrology in the 60s. We all did. I was living in America, and it just was something we all talked about, the people that I knew. This is after I'd left university and went to California, as we did. And it was just something you talked about. And then at some point, I think it was 68 or 69, somebody gave me The Pulse of Life by Dane Rudyard. And I read it in a field in Vermont or New Hampshire, I can't remember where. And when I finished it, I wept. And I went into the kitchen and said to the people I was with, I have to go. I have to find a teacher for astrology. I can't do anything else. I have to do this. And then ended up sometime later, months later, finding the teacher. And that was it. From that moment, it was so strange. It was like there was never anything again that anything that would have taken me away from it, I rejected. And anything that helped me go forward with it, I accepted. And when I was studying it, I was working at MIT, which is a huge university, really smart people, incredibly people. And the people I was working with were absolutely fine about the fact that I was studying astrology, oddly enough. So I studied for a year and a half and then read another book and realized from that book I had to go to Europe. And so I went to Europe, and I've only gone back to America visiting and lecturing and seeing my clan now and again. But I've spent not a lot of time there since then. But as far as astrology, it was like that was it, and it's never deviated ever. I've never lost the absolute fascination with it. And I did charts for years for free because we were hippies. We did things. And then an old astrologer I met in Cape Town said to me, when you go back, you start charging. I've been doing it 6 or 7 years already. And she said, you start charging. And I said, oh, I don't know if I can. And she said, if you start charging, you will learn more in 5 years than I have learned in 50. And I was shocked by that. And when I went back to Joburg in the beginning of 73, I was there at Christmas or something, and I went back in January of 73, did the first chart I did. And at the end of it, the man said to me, and what should I give you? How much do you charge? And I said, oh, I don't. And he said, you do from now, and handed me money. And from that moment, I've made my living by it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it was all fate, really. It wasn't, it was destiny more than anything, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. And when did you get involved with the faculty?
I came here from Africa, where I'd been living for many, many years, in 83. And I came to this country because I knew that they had an astrological community. I had a feeling they would. And I needed other people to talk to, who were astrologers. And so I began meeting people and getting to know people. And somehow I think it was probably about 96, 97, I was doing charts, and I was learning to lecture, just beginning to learn how, and getting to know every astrologer I could, going to every meeting, just, and then they just invited me. And so I went. And for some reason, every year since in summer school, they've invited me. And it's one of the most, it's the highlight of the year, that summer school, that week. And it's always just, there's something about it. We come together from all over the world. And for that week, we are together, all of us. And then we go back to our worlds, and whatever and give the nourishment out that we got that week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's quite magical, isn't it, really, that week?
Oh, just incredible. And
Yeah.
we're all together in a way. There's like the students and the teachers and the organizers, we all sit down in the outside in the garden, we talk and talk and talk. And when we're having the formal meals, we're up there at the top and there. But everywhere else, we're just talking with each other. We're not like we're the teachers and they're the students at all. It's not like that.
No, it's just really lovely, isn't it?
It is. And I love the mix of people from everywhere. That's the exciting thing about it.
And from all the different countries. And
we all speak the same language, but we're all from everywhere you can imagine.
Yeah. And so you're doing a few talks this year on track 2, which is all about astrology in the changing world. Do you want to give us a sneak peek into what you'll be talking about?
I started, I began it last year, looking at Pluto in Aquarius and Neptune in Aries, because I'm kind of obsessed with historical periods. I always say after 1609, I'm not interested, but before that, and I don't know, I think 1609, Galileo turned his spyglass to the moon and saw that it was not perfect, and there was something that happened and then after that, the new rational world gets stronger and stronger. But before that, anyway, so the last couple of years, I've been looking at when Pluto was in Capricorn and Neptune was in Pisces, and the 6 times in the last 3,000 years that they were together. And in the last year or so, I've started looking at what happened next, And so I'm looking at what came out of those periods of Pluto and Capricorn. And I'm trying to use history to see what is our new version of what might be happening in this, the next stage. I keep saying the next era. And I'm particularly obsessed with the 16th century. And you could say that the Reformation was pretty powerful during the Pluto and Capricorn, Neptune and Pisces, 1520 to 1534. And then after that, the Counter-Reformation becomes very powerful. There's Lutheranism and Calvinism and all the different isms fighting each other. Whereas before that, there is the Christian dominant, this is the way life is. And then it just breaks down and think of Pluto and Capricorn and Aquarius. My way is right. No, my way is right. Your way is wrong. So I'm exploring that in many different ways. And the other thing is I'm looking at Saturn and Pisces, this transition type in between. Saturn went into Pisces last March, and it's there till the beginning of 26. I mean, it goes into Aries briefly, but it goes back. And this middle ground, this very uncomfortable, disturbed between time, I'm looking at that and how we navigate it. So I'm passionately interested in how, as a collective and personally, we navigate the times we're in and move forward in the best possible way to the new version of ourselves that seems to be emerging.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. Summer school it really is a truly unique and magical experience. Do you have any lasting memories of your time there? Anything that sticks out?
When you say that, I immediately see us, whoever the us are, sitting in those little tables, by the dining room. And they're outside.
Yeah.
And in the morning after breakfast, before the things start, a group of people are sitting down and you just sit and chat. And then later, and then just before dinner, people sit down and get glasses of wine. And for some reason, I see that again and again and again, sitting with different people in those tables before we go into dinner and sit with our friends. But here we're just sitting with everybody, and that's where you meet, in a way, everybody. So there's that. And and also, how can I not see the beautiful dining room where we're all together, the whole group, and often as it gets near the end, the sadness that's around, and the sort of, oh no, we're going to have to leave,
I
So,
know. Yeah. Yeah.
and we all leave exhausted, and yet within a couple of weeks of being home, everyone I know who was there goes, next year, next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really does feel like that.
Oh, so strongly. And sometimes, I mean, people give that at the gala dinner or whatever it's called, and somebody always gives quite a short um, um, talk of some kind,
Yeah.
and they're wonderful because they're just quick and very alive, and
Yeah.
it brings the whole room together in a delightful way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such an amazing experience.
Oh, it is so beautiful in so many ways.
Yeah.
But it is that we're all part of the same community, and yet we live utterly different lives in different countries. Our ages are different, we're
Yeah.
all range of generations, and yet for the time we're there, I mean, the younger people are slightly nervous at first, and then they realize that you don't have to be. You can just be here,
Yeah.
unless they're very self-conscious. And so it just something releases.
Mm.
It's very, very joyous.
Yeah, I have to say, there's an incredible energy there, and you really do get a feeling that you're part of something so much bigger, and it really does stay with you for a long time. And if you could sum up summer school in one sentence, what would you say?
Something to do with clan, tribe, community. Something about we find our tribe, you know, and having gone there a couple of times, most of us we recognize that we're with our own tribe. And for that time, we don't have to worry about what the world thinks of astrology or what other people think. For a time, we're completely, there's nobody against us or struggling with us or not understanding what we're doing or anything. We don't have to defend anything. We're just with our tribe, our clan. I suppose something like that. And it's very precious, very nourishing for the heart and the mind and soul and the spirit.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, that's lovely.
For an experience that is unique. And I mean, I've been to conferences all over the world, and I've been for week-long things I've done to and everything, and conferences, but there's nothing like it. And so to experience it at least once is really worth it, just to know that somewhere that's happening too. And that people can come together like that and rest together while having their mind learn things, so many things, but internally rest in a particular way. I don't know. I think it's a great gift to be part of it.
Yeah, I think you've just summed that up perfectly, Darby. It really is a place where you can find your tribe, somewhere you can be yourself, connect to others that share that same passion that you do. And it really does nourish your heart, your mind, soul, and spirit. So yeah, so thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your insights. And I know I can't wait to listen to your talks, and I know our students will be the same. So thank you so much, Darby.